Alright, what's going on, guys? So, I've really been enjoying speedruns lately, and I wanted to speedrun something on Runescape, but I didn't want to make a new account. I know the only speedrun categories I really see are like the meme ones with the cake speedruns, which can be fun, and then the making new accounts and doing Dragon Slayer as quick as you can. But I wanted to include something that I could be using my main on, so I always enjoyed the from scratch challenges or like 24 hours from scratch things that YouTubers do like Makeroo, and I was thinking, how could I make a speed run out of this so I could have fun doing something that I enjoy and just trying to use my maxed main to do a speed run. So what I came up with was just how fast can you get to 10 mil, and we could like go farther with this, like 20 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil, but I thought 10 mil would be a good starting point to go ahead and just try and get a speedrun set up. So the main rules that I was focusing on here was just, from scratch, no items, no money, but as you saw here, I grabbed the Wicked Hood from my bank. With like untradeable items that as long as you go talk to the NPC, you can grab that item out of your bank or grab a duplicate, like I'll do here in a little bit with the Artie Cloak, because I think it's like 15k. Um, so, and then I was going to do no weeklies and no monthlies, just dailies, but I realize now that I actually did a weekly as far as buying packs of vial of water. I guess they are weeklies because I did a run right before this one, and so you'll see I kind of skip a couple of my routed dailies right here because I buy I guess vial bombs, and I buy the packs, and I realize there's not very many packs because I bought packs yesterday when I was doing a test speed run. So I kind of just skipped those in my splits over here. I just kind of skip it because I realize it's not going to be worth it. So I might have to remove that because that wouldn't really follow my weekly rule. But that's really the only rule as I have, is that as long as you go and get it, I don't mind. Like, I don't think there's an issue with like using items that you have in your bank. Just make sure you go talk to the NPC and pay them the money. Like I have a Sun Spear I'll grab here in a little bit. It's already in my bank and it's augmented at level 20. I don't want to disassemble that because I just use it for farming stuff whenever I'm AFKing. So what I did was I'll just take 600k out and I'll put it in my bank, and then I'll go to the NPC, go talk to him, and act like click buy Sun Spear, the sword. I won't have enough inventory spots. I've already deposited 600k, so I'll just continue to do the speedrun from there. I guess that's the basic rules that I've kind of set for myself, but I'll probably type them up, put them in the description, so it's a little bit more coherent than me just babbling. I'll talk about the run real quick. So what I really want to do is I started with the Wicked Hood for my daily money, just for the starting cash, and then with that starting cash I grab a couple viswax for teleports, and then after I grab for the quick teleports, after I grab that I teleport to Relica and run and grab the daily yak hide boxes, and so that'll give me about 200k starting cash, and with that 200k starting cash I can start buying vials and bomb vials just to get some more starting cash. It's a lot of store buying in the beginning of the route because I'm just trying to make money as quick as possible so I can gear up. So here I'm probably should be trying to use surge more effectively. Probably going to surge into walls. I'm expert at that. So let's see. Yeah, see right here, I notice that, okay, well, these didn't all restock because they're supposed to be way more than this. So as I'm going, I'm kind of thinking in my head that I need to reroute this on the fly because the lighthouse costs money to go to. It's like 38k for that teleport scroll to make the trip worth it in this speedrun because I'm trying to save as much time as I can. So right here, I buy it, and I notice that this stock's low as well. So I just kind of forgo going to that vial shop. And in future runs, I might just take out vials completely. Like I'll buy the bomb vials because they restock daily. But I don't know if I should add vials of water if I'm not using any monthlies or any weeklies. If anybody has any comment on that, they comment that on the bottom just so I can kind of get an idea if you think that if I'm banning weeklies, should I be able to buy vials of water? So you can see right here, I'm thinking about it. It's just like, it's not going to be worth it, so I'm just going to go ahead and start buying my runes. Not runes, sorry, I'm going to go and start get my last vials of water from Karamja, and from there I'll start buying runes. Because this one is actually going to be worth it. I just know that the lighthouse isn't going to be worth it, just because it costs the 38k for the teleport scroll. But Shiloh Village should still be worth it regardless if it's a lot lower stock. Yeah, see, I'm commenting on it right here. So I'm doing a post-recording. This is my first video ever, so I'm not really sure how all this works yet. I'm just gonna do it on the fly, but I would like to start speedrunning more. And I wanted to start with Runescape because I've been playing this game for like 17, 18 years on this account. So I'd like to just kind of use it for now and then maybe try other stuff later. But I had a lot of fun with this and I enjoyed the routing process. I'm trying to figure out the fastest way to make a little bit of money. So now with all the startup cash I've gotten, it's a bit lower than what I have routed on my sheet of paper and like what I did in my practice run. Just because when I bought the file packs out, I only have 24 hours of packs respawning, which isn't, and then since of that, I had to skip the lighthouse run because it wasn't going to be worth it, and then the other stock wasn't as high. So what I do now is I have that starting cash. I'm just going to buy up all the runes I can. I only do a few rune runs because I don't want to spend a large amount of time trying to go to all the different rune shops. I just want to hit a few, get enough for some viswax, because viswax is going to be my big money. It's going to be over a mil probably. I think it's like 900k because I don't get the best runes to put in, but it's not too expensive. So the goal is to try and just use the cheapest runes I can, and just not use fire runes and air runes, because those are my ones that sell for the most on the G, because I'm going to dump all these runes in the G for money after I do my viswax. Okay, so here, while I'm getting the Yanel runes, I'll grab my daily sand. I think it's like 50k, but it's right here, so it's worth the grab. And then also, after I grab my sand, it gets put in my bank. I'm going to run over here, and I'll talk to, I think it's Alex or something. Alec, what is it? Where is he at? There he is. Yeah, Alec. And then I get a Arctic Cloak 5 from him. I think it's like 15k. Arctic Cloak 4. Yep, 15k. So I get an extra one of those. And that's just really good stats for 15k. You can't really beat that. Maybe if I route higher money, I might try and get like a Cave of Accomplishment or something, but this has basically the same stats, more prayer. And it's only 15k, and it's already in the route. I'm coming here for runes anywhere, might as well grab the sand and grab the cape. So now I'm going to the Root Crafting Guild to do my daily viswax. Now I think I'll pop up a thing here and look at the viswax. The Rune Goldberg machine. See what the daily runes are real quick. And then I'm gonna have to guess my last one because I can't use my Root Crafting Cape since, you know, it's from scratch. I'm not supposed to know. So I'm just trying to use the cheapest runes I can and see what I get. Because I'm really just aiming for over 70. And so, yeah, I'll have to use air runes here, but that'll be worth it money-wise. See, this will be like, what, 900k to a mil, somewhere in there. Go ahead and sell off all the runes. So you don't want to use fire runes because they just sell for so much. I had to use air runes, but they're probably your next best to sell. For playing this game for 15 to like 17 years, I'm pretty slow at menuing. Okay, so here you grab the Slayer Dungeon teleport, because I have over a 1.5 mil, and I can go and buy feathers from this guy right here. You get 1,000 of these feathers, 1.5 mil, and they sell instantly on the GE, just because people need them. So it's a good, quick daily. It's only like 15 seconds, if that. usually sell for over. Yep, that's pretty good. And so here, this will probably be the longest and most boring part of the run. It's just I'm going to be gearing up. So the idea here is I'm buying rock shell, and I'm going to use the rock shell with the superior patches, and I'm going to make tier 65 armor, power armor. So I'm going to buy 5. I've bought a lot of these, and I have them in my bank because they buy slowly over time. So what I'll do is I'll just cancel this here, and I'll send that to the bank, so I don't actually have the money anymore. It's just going to go into my bank. And then I'm going to go into my bank and I'll withdraw. See, I have a few right there. I'll just withdraw 5. So I've lost the money, I think it's like 5 or 10% more than what it is. And I'm going to upgrade all these normal pieces of rock shell. The other option for this is if people think that's unfair that I've pre-bought the armor patches, just because sometimes I can get them. Like I've had like 3 runs where they bought instantly, and then I've had a couple where they don't buy at all. And so I went ahead and just bought them. There's the sand right there. I can sell the sand real quick, but I went ahead and just pre-bought them just so I could do this run on video and not have it too RNG. But you know, this whole run's going to be RNG because it's Runescape and it's going to be based off drops. So I'm just buying a glory real quick. I thought about going to the desert to pick up it, but that's just so far out of the way just to go and grab an amulet. So these 2 amulets will do just fine. The amulet and the ring. I just needed the little bonus stats that they give, and I'm just going for the quickest build I can to get my armor and weapon. So what I definitely want, since I'm going to be doing Court Beast, which is my end goal, I'm going to grab a Vampiric Aura. I'm sorry, Essence. Vampiric Essence. I'm going to make one of those. It's obviously quite a bit worse than a Scrimshaw, but it's significantly cheaper. Like I'm going to spend like 50k on this or something, and it'll help me immensely. If you don't know, it basically works like a Scrimshaw Vampirism, but it only has like a 1 in 5 chance of activating every hit, so it's quite a bit worse. But when you activate it, whatever you hit, it'll heal you for, I think, like a 1/4 of that hit. So 1/4 of that hit, you get healed back to you, which is pretty good when like you're zerking and you get like a 10k, you get 2500 back, which is pretty important at Court Beast. So now I'm going to make some overloads. I thought about making just normal overloads, but I decided to go with Supreme. But then I thought about just go ahead and doing Elder as well, but I felt like that was just too much potion making, and I would just go ahead and make the Supreme and call it good, try going as quick as I can, because I don't think the Elder is going to make that much of a difference when I'm already just using tier 65 and a tier 78 weapon. Like hindsight, it probably would have been decent, but I just forgot. Yeah, so this is probably a good time to discuss the run a little bit more, which we kind of discussed already, but I'm going to go ahead and explain it again a little bit more depth. So yeah, I really like the From Scratch series, like I mentioned, but so I didn't want to start a new account and do runs that way, because it just seems kind of tedious doing the quest over and over and over, which some people love quests, nothing against that, just it's not my cup of tea. And I really enjoy just trying to see how quick I can make money. And so I was, how can I make this into a speedrun? And so the 10 mil was the idea, was my first idea, just because it seems like it's going to be long enough to be interesting to route. But, you know, as RuneScape works, as soon as you get set up, it's not going to be consistent money usually because you're going to be based off drops. Though I'm sure you could route this with like getting your setup cash, doing your dailies, and then just hopping into rune crafting, like rune crafting bloods. But I don't know how, like I know you can make like 10 mil an hour doing crafting bloods, but that's like with the outfit and all your pouches and the familiar. So the only issue I guess would be that is like would I or if anyone else got interested in this, would we allow reclaiming arm like your the skilling outfits, I don't think that'd be an issue. But then, you know, gathering the pouches would probably take too long to make rune crafting viable. Maybe not. I just had to. Maybe I'll check that out as well. But I just wanted to try the combat aspect because that's, you know, my favorite part of the game. So here I'm trying to make my extremes without banking too much. Just don't want to mess something up because I have so many potions in the bank already. So just kind of keeping track that I'm gonna be making the right amount of overloads. Luckily, I don't have any supreme overloads in my bank. That's another reason I didn't make the elders, because I don't want to get it mixed up. So if I only have supreme in there, I know those are for the speedrun. One thing I forgot here was my Ring of Wealth actually doesn't give me the luck at Corporal Beast. So I need, like in the future routes, I'm going to start buying an enhanced look potion. Potion of, I don't know, I'm really sure the name, but it has the luck of the Ring of Fortune. So in the future I'll be buying that, because it'll give me just a little bit more luck. Not sure if that would actually matter too much, but I think it's like 60 or 70k for the potion, so might as well give it a shot. Scroll of Cleansing saving me some secondaries. So jumping around again, but for the armor, if people don't think me pre-buying the armor patches is, you know, I don't know, not enough integrity or something, but they think I shouldn't do that. In the future, I'll just try to buy them. If they don't buy, I think I'll just go with the full Elder Rune, because I can get the full Elder Rune set for cheaper, usually, just the base Elder Rune. You get the base Elder Rune armor for like maybe 500k, if that, and it's tier 80 tank armor, so my kills aren't as fast, but you can save a little bit of food at Corp Beast. So that's what I'll start trying to route into it. See, I haven't done this a whole lot. I'm making the overloads from scratch real quick. Usually, you know, you buy huge pouches and do it on double XP weekend, or should do a few hundred at a time. Doing 5 or 6 at a time, or not quite as quick. If you're going to buy the stuff on the fly. Oh, and another thing I mess up here pretty bad, is if you haven't noticed, is I actually did not enter my split on gearing. I got my gear, and then I started doing my potions, and I didn't split right there. So I'm still, maybe I should just combine those anyway, gearing up and buying supplies, but I forgot to split it. So it's going to be plus quite a bit for my previous run. And then all of a sudden the supplies will take very little time according to my splits, when that's just not the fact. So another issue you'll see coming up here pretty quick after I make my overloads is, due to me not getting those vials of water, I actually don't have enough money to get enough sharks. Well, I don't think I have enough money, but then I realize I bank the super ranging pod here, and I'm able to get that back out of my bank and sell it here in a minute, and get enough money for my first load of sharks to go and do the Corporal Beast for a couple kills to get more money. So you'll see I'll bank it here in a second. So I'll be pulling that back out here in a minute and getting my sharks to do my first trip. But you see them, I get everything done as far as the dailies in under 10 minutes, and then it's just about 10 minutes of setup to get ready to actually start doing the boss. I mainly pick Court Beast just because that is my favorite boss to do personally. Just has a lot of nostalgic value, and then I'm going for title still. I'm almost 7k kills in at the time of this recording, and I'm just waiting on a divine drop. I think I have, I'll show it at the end of the video, but I think I'm up to like 9 total sigils. I just haven't got a divine yet, besides like the couple I got before logs were created. But I just really want the titles, so this kind of ties into the wanting to do a 10 mil speedrun, and I can do something that's still working towards a long-term goal that I'm trying to do on Runescape. So if I got the title during a speedrun, that'd be pretty awesome as well. So you see here I'm pulling out my 600k, because I'm going to go buy the Sun Spear. And you'll see the Spun Spear I have right here doesn't have any perks on it or anything. Oh, well. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to go talk to the NPC like I'm buying the Sun Spear. Teleport, so I can just teleport to Horse Retreat, because that's where I'll be bossing from. So, let's see, pretend I'm buying the Sun Spear, I guess, just because I don't want to disassemble that level 21. But I did take the perks off of it, so I think the only perks I have on it are maybe like, I didn't want to take Scavenging off and Efficient. Nope, I took everything off for this run, so it doesn't have anything on it, just draining charges, but that shouldn't matter in the speedrun at all. It's like it doesn't get any bonuses or anything. Legendary pet to grab stuff. Supreme Brawler for accuracy. I've tried Berserker, and I think I do it later, but it's just, you take so much damage, and like dying super easy. Just especially when you're berserked and you have the Berserker ore and you have Berserk on, you get hit with super fat numbers. Like, I know in this armor, I think I've been hit for like 55, 6,000 by the melee hit or something, because I'm berserked and take double damage plus the 30%. So one thing I didn't do here is because I don't have the money, and I didn't do later just because I didn't want to spend the money in case I got better drops. What I'll probably do in the future is buying an instance so I can rotate between killing my instance Corporal Beast and the one in the main world. So on my main, like, oh, I say on my main, on this account when I'm fully geared with like a Masterwork Spear of Annihilation and trimmed Masterwork, you can get, you know, pretty easily 70 kills an hour rotating between the two, with my max being like upwards of close to 90 kills an hour using that method. But here I'm really aiming just to try and get 30 kills an hour if I can. On average, Court Beast will drop 168k, or at least in my few thousand kills. that have recorded on Runemetrics. I think I have like 5,000 on there, and the average drop is 1,000. Wow, 168k a drop. So if I can try and hit like, 34 kills an hour, that's like 5.7 mil or something, if I'm hitting average drop rate. But you'll see right here, I actually get incredibly lucky, and that's what really speeds this speed run up here in a minute. So I'm actually messing up quite a bit during these fights. It usually goes a lot smoother, but when I was doing the recordings, I guess I was just, I don't know, it was weird. Since this is my first recording, I was being kind of nervous, which was really odd to me because no one's watching me or anything. You just have OBS open in the background, but I was nervous to look good or not do bad. And as such, you start messing up. Which is kind of funny how that works. So this is the kill that, I guess, probably shaves an hour off the speedrun, which is kind of funny since it's one of my first runs. Yep, that's the arcane sigil, which is fairly unfortunate. I think it's really good for the run and 5 mil, but I really need a divine. Like I said, I'm just about 7k kills in at this point, and I'm just lacking the divine sigil. So, I think I'll pull up my kills here in a second. But yeah, that's gonna speed up this run considerably. Oh, another thing I've noticed is I'm using Soul Split right here, but I really should be using Deflect Magic. I'm just so used to being Trimmed Masterwork and being able to Soul Split off the damage. Get like 20 plus kill trips. But so my hotkey still has Soul Split. I think I'm realizing a little bit. I start camping Protect for Magic, but for the good portion of this run, I'm just running Soul Split. No, I'm pretty excited about that drop. When I was making the video, I was pretty pumped, just because I was like, man, this is really going to cut down on how long I have to do the run. Got to get a really good PB right off the bat. Which also means it's going to be really hard to improve in the future. Oh, and so I don't sell the sigil on the GE because I make the shield. Just been keeping the shield since, so I'm just going to get the exact amount of coins it's worth and call that good, because I'll keep the shield and do something with it later in my personal time. So since I have a bit more money now, I'm going to buy some more supplies. In the future, I'll probably just speed up the kills quite a bit. Condense the video by a bit. Or at least maybe just do like a highlight video or something with a link to the actual full run. Just because I don't, people don't want to sit here just watching me sell shit in the GE or try and slow as hell. Or then, you know, kill Corp Beast 30 times. Probably isn't entertaining. Probably better if I had, maybe did on Twitch and had a couple of the friends commenting on it and discussing different routes that we've thought about. I know I have one person is going to be trying to route room crafting into it, like I mentioned earlier, thinking that I'm doing bloods, but his main thing is just getting starting money, grabbing gear, and then he goes, oh, I'm grabbing enhanced Excalibur because I forgot that earlier. I gotta mention that right now. But his main thing is just go into the Abyss with a Crystal Halberd and Rune Armor, just base rune, like less than 100k. And then with the Halberd trying to kill 20 minutes or so of the Abyssal creatures, and then getting pouches, and then with those pouches and with the Eternal outfit, or Eternal, I'm not really sure what it's called, using it and the Abyssal Titan, just trying to craft blood runes from then out via the Abyss. Which that could potentially be the fastest consistent method by far. There's always the chance that you could go to like a Vindicta and get a big drop and just call it time right when you get it. I don't do it yet, but I know later in the video I type because I start getting a little bit frustrated with the drops. Yeah, I got the arcane drop, I know, and like I should be super lucky with that, but I was wanting to get, you know, just a few better drops right after and just call the time, and I was really hoping I could get under 2 hours, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that because kept getting poor drops, I guess. Not as good as I was hoping. Not enough Onyx bolts or cannibals. I do a fair bit of complaining a little bit later now, but once I looked up the root metrics, the average kill was 120k after the drop. So it isn't bad, but just frustrated because I was wanting to get best possible time with the luck of getting the arcane on the third kill. Should have saved talking about the route itself to this part. Well, not talking about the route itself, talking about the speedrun itself. But I guess I could talk about the route a little bit. So, just talk about how I set it up. So the main idea in the beginning was just trying to get starting cash as fast as possible. And the way I originally did that with my first runs was teleporting to the max guild as soon as I hit Lumbridge, since it's once you max, you have access to that all the time now on your spell book for a free teleport. And so I would teleport to the max guild, and then I would run down and go into the Incandescence energy portal that I have set up in my courtyard, the max guild. So I would go and I would do 1 or 2 trips. I kept flip-flopping and seeing how much money I'd won from it. So I would do the trip, and it would be about 70k for 2 minutes, or 150k-ish for 4 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot of time, but my whole first part of the routing to get 2.3 mil is only 10 minutes, so that's 4 minutes is a long period of time, and that's why I was only doing 2 minutes for 70k, which didn't work out too well. Oh, real quick, I want to mention something right here. Oh, right here, so just kind of show it's important to make sure you're using your sacrifice effectively, especially when you are trying to get that 3500 health from the core. Anyway, I ended up dropping the divination from the route just because I'm already going to get the Wicked Hood so I can teleport to the Rune Crafting Guild to do the Rune Gold Blur machine. So I figured I could just start the route with the Wicked Hood since I'm already going there, do the daily runes, free runes from it. I realize now I shouldn't have destroyed my Wicked outfit pieces in the past, because each piece that you buy adds 25 more free pure essence, so in the future I'll go ahead and buy those pieces with unstable runes giving me points because I'm not doing Runescape again. But that's the main reason I routed out the divination, just because I can get that 70k-ish really quick from the Wicked Hood, which I need to get anyway for the Rune Crafting Guild teleport for viswax, which is my main source of money for the early part of this round. Oh, there's how many kills I have at the moment. It's a little over 7,000 at this point in the recording, a few days later. But the next part was getting that 70k that is not enough to do the rune runs yet, so I had to do a couple more dailies, and I had a few options for that. Things like the red sandstone are really good daily money, but they just take a little too long for this run because I'd be spending 5+ minutes to get that 200-300k. So I decided to skip it, and I started trying to stick mostly with buying from stores since it is so quick with the lodestone network. So after I do my first bit of getting my free runes and selling it, I buy 1 viswax so I can get 2 quick teleports, because that saves quite a bit of time because I'm doing a lot of quick teleports with the lodestone network. And then the next pack I bought would be the yak hide packs, because it's 50k. I think it's like 50k, and then you sell them for 200k, so it's a quick 150k profit. With the money I get from there, I'm able to run to the herblore stores and grab the packs of vial water and the bomb vials for a decent profit as well. The only issue I had was this run specifically. I didn't know that the packs of water vials take so long to restock. I thought it was daily like most of the other things. Most stores reset every 24 hours. Or will have regained stock within a 24-hour period. I assumed to be the same for the vial of water packs, but apparently it's not. So that's why in the beginning of this I had to route out the lighthouse, just because you do have to pay 35 to 40k for that teleport to make it worth it. So usually I would still go for that if I have enough water vial of water packs available at that lighthouse. It's definitely worth including in the run, but just not this one, because it wasn't going to be worth this teleport scroll. So after the herblore shops and yak hack pack and the daily runes, I feel like I had enough money that I go and hit all the rune stores I think either are within the route or the best to go to speed-wise. I might be wrong, like on the Edgeville one I could probably get a different one than that, but those were just the like 3 or 4 I picked that I thought would be the quickest. So I hit Edgeville, grab the runes there, then I go to the Lunar Island, and then I hit Yanel. But Yanel is the most important one because I grab my free sand for the day, which is I think the only free daily items I grab. Since then I'm thinking about routing in getting the free potato cactus, because that's near or around 200k, and since I'm buying a glory anyway, I can go to Alcalarid, I think that's how you say it, and then that teleport from the games necklace puts you in the shanty pass, and so you can go through the pass right there, and then you're probably maybe 30 seconds from the weird old man to grab your daily potato cactus. So I'll probably in future routes route that in because it's so quick for 200k. With the sand grabbed, I can just go over and grab the Hardy Cloak 4, which is basically the same stats as the Cape of Accomplishment, but more prayer, just slightly less defense. But I think equal attack stats, so for 15k it's really good, and I can grab it as part of the route already since I'm going to the Mage Guild. And after I finish buying the runes from the Mage Guild, I'll go to make my viswax, using the Wicked Hood to get to the Rune Crafting Guild. And so hopefully the goal there is to use the cheapest runes possible to get the most amount of viswax like normal, but I'm really trying to avoid using fire runes and air runes. I think I used air runes in this route, but just that was the only way to get over 70 viswax, because if I get over that, I'm set to go ahead and buy my feathers. Once I get back and sell all that to the GE, I can teleport and grab the feathers from the Slayer dungeon for 1.5 mil, and then quickly turn that around for 1.275 to 1.8 mil. And so once I have sold those feathers, I think I'm around 2 to 2.4 mil. It's just different this run because of routing out the lighthouse and having less vials of water packs in general to buy. And from there is when I start gearing up. Just the different gear options I've considered are mainly just Superior Rock Shell and the Elder Rune. They're both about similar cost, but you know, power armor is usually the way to go on RuneScape 3, and I figure it's worth getting an extra kill, or maybe even 2 in my hour, and using a lot more food, because I'm probably not going to go through, 100 more sharks in an hour to make the 2 kills less worth it on the rune. However, I do die a couple times using the rock shell just because of the amount of damage you take when you berserk when wearing it, especially if I forget to change to deflect magic. Another important thing is making sure I'm using devotion, because if I'm not using devotion, I'm missing out on a lot of damage mitigation for this run specifically, because I'm usually not using deflect magic, so that's why it's a bit harder for me to remember, because usually I'm camping Soul Split as the damage mitigation of the tier 92 armor, doing 40% less damage. I pretty much get covered by the Soul Split with Dismemberment and Slaughter, constantly giving me the heal back from it. So, Core Beats is probably the boss I'm most comfortable with, just because I have been killing it so long, going for a title. And, when you have kids and a full-time job, you kind of focus on one thing on RuneScape at a time. And this has been the thing I've been really focusing on for a while. Just whenever I get free time, for an hour or two, I'll do some Core Beast. But I would like to maybe do a route with an hour of Court Beast followed by an hour of Vindicta, or maybe trying to do a range setup with Superior Spined, and then just use like a Salamander to try and get 1 kill on the QBD and get a Royal Crossbow, and then maybe go camp the Orbital God Wars 1 boss, I think it's Kree. See if I can camp it for an hour or 2 and see if I get lucky for a run using range. In the same vein, doing something with the Sun Spear in magic mode against the Krill Tussaroth or the Zamorak God War 1 boss. Both of those options would probably be entertaining to try and route in, but those ones are probably going to be a little bit harder because I'm good as far as time goes, because I have to get the 40 kill count. Unless I'm allowed to use the statue out, or the, I can't really remember the name, the dinosaur island, the statue that lets you skip kill count to see if I have charges on it, or do I have to round it in going to it. But I feel like those methods would be a little bit more riskier, or take a little bit longer, because even if you get a really good drop, it's probably looking at 3 mil. And I'm not really sure the kills per hour I'm going to get in tier 65 armor with, you know, tier 78 to tier 80 weapon. But I'll definitely give it a shot though. But the skilling methods might be the best methods, just solely based off rune crafting. You just have to test it out and see how much you can get an hour when you're not having some of the larger pouches. Not necessarily sure anyone's even going to watch this video. I'll probably be surprised if it gets more than 2 views, or even 1 view that goes all the way through. But if we do, or if I can try to build some kind of small community to try doing the from scratch speedruns, I really want to see what kind of rule set we're going to build up from. Because I definitely think no monthlies has to be picked. Because I don't think you could have monthlies just because of the oyster. And then every single month, everybody would get to do one attempt at a speedrun where you start Lumbridge with nothing, teleport to your oyster, do it real quick, and then see what you get. If you get over 10 mil, boom, world record with just a few minutes. So I think that one has to be removed, because the runs already RNG, but that would just remove any routing except for just doing oyster ASAP. So that one has to be removed. But past that, I guess it's debatable whether or not we can do weeklies, or if you consider buying vial packs, for example, as a weekly. But I guess you could also have a category with no dailies, but I assume the routing on it would be a lot of like incandescent energy and divination in the beginning just to get your starting cash. But I'd definitely be interested to see what kind of stuff people would be able to come up with. Oh yeah, me commenting about how I'm nervous again. You don't really get that from the recording now. But yeah, for some reason I was nervous and a little bit of hype off of the arcane drop. Arcane drop was a bit of a mix. On one hand, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. This can be a good time, boys. But on the other hand, I'm like, god damn it, why couldn't it just be a divine and I'd be done with grinding corp? But I think the average for the title is somewhere around 8,000 kills, so I probably won't start complaining until then. But I never underestimate my ability to complain. I mean, we play Runescape 3, right? That's all we got. Grinding and complaining. But Jagex makes that super easy. Crab Rave. Another thought. I wonder if getting the Asylum Surgeon ring would be worth it. Because it's a little bit out of the way to go grab it. And it is 500k I can't get back. But I wonder if it would increase my kills per hour by like maybe 2. And I think if you can get 2 extra kills an hour out of the Asylum Surgeon's ring, that makes it worth it on average. But there's a lot of small gear upgrades or item optimizations I could make to increase the time ever so slightly. I'm just kind of unsure how worth it it'll be for a lot of these, just due to the route only being 2 to 3 hours long on average. So you don't want to spend too much running around the map grabbing gear. The only things I run around and grab at the moment are the Arctic Cloak and the Sun Spear, which are just Sun Spear is required for Court Beast because the next viable spear in cost is going to be Zamorak's Spear, which is worse, but more than double the price. But if I was doing something like Krill or Bandos or Vindicta, I would probably go with the Elder Rune 2-hand plus 5, which is like 2 mil. So you have to probably do a bit more routing on making money. Or Elder Rune 2-hand plus 4, which is only 1 mil. And you could probably do that with just adding, a couple things like grabbing the Potato Cactus. If I do that, then I can probably route that in and probably start trying to camp Vindicta for the first hour or two and see if I get a good drop that ends the run right there. So that might be one way I can beat 2 hours, is just trying to get a Dragon Rider Lance or Crest or something. Although, yeah, that would require the only way that you beat Court Beast with Vindicta with this tier armor is going to be a drop like that. Just because you have to get kill count in tier 65 armor. So, that just takes up time. And then you're not going to get very many kills in a trip. Corporal Beast has the benefit of just go to Warrior Tree, grab your food off the crystal, and you're right back into the boss fight. So you can be less armored. Just know that you have to be prepared to die on occasion, because you just can't out heal the damage when you're berserked unless you're making sure you're on mage prayer and just trying to stay high health. But the higher health you are usually means that you're eating a lot, and so you're losing threshold abilities. That's another thing. In the future, I want to try and route in making adrenaline potions. I think I can just get away with doing like a full inventory of like 14 or maybe 2 inventories. It shouldn't take too long to extra do that, and it would speed up every other corp kill by a decent amount. So maybe that'll give me another kill or 2 or 3 an hour, and definitely be worth it. Though at this point I am relying on the drops just to beat this run specifically, because that insane arcane drops so early makes this run really fast when I was expecting it to be 3.5 hours long. So I'll go ahead and just sell the high-end drops as soon as I get them, or uniques, like the Holy Elixir, just because I have I think 1 or 2 in the bank, just in case I do get sigil drops, and I can just go make the shield real quick. So I don't want to stick it in there and then withdraw an extra one or forget one when I'm doing my runs, so I just go ahead and bank them real quick. Oh, sorry, sell them, and then banking, head back. So you kind of see here that I have a pretty poor second hour because I'm already at 7 mil. So soon, pretty sure, here pretty soon, I start complaining about the drops. Or maybe it's like an hour and a half in or something. But I definitely become a bit of a baby about it here in a little bit. Not like anything like super mature, just occasional sentence like, come on. I ain't bitching about luck right after like a 1 in 2,000 drop. But yeah, so 7 mil within the first hour, which is really good. So I was really hoping to close it out a lot faster than I did, but you know, it's RuneScape, and doing boss runs for a speed run, which is gonna be RNG. Oops. So yeah, this will probably never. I don't think it can be a serious speed run per se. Well, see, well, there's cannonballs right there, so I can't really bitch yet. So like, yeah, I'm 8 mil within the hour. So it takes me another hour to get 2 mil from here. Okay, yeah, so I haven't started complaining yet. I'm still pretty excited. Yeah, I'm right around 8 mil. So, yeah, 2 hours for 20 mil is pretty rough. I mean, for the 10 mil is pretty rough. Yeah, see, I'm camping soul split again. Just eating so much crap. Yeah, see, I noticed it finally. Maybe it's just because I'm using devotion. Action bars. I used to have them all set up, but I just didn't like how cluttered my screen looked, so I tried to go more minimalist with my interface. But I definitely do miss having all of my hotkeys, so I'll probably end up going back to that. Oh, this song slaps. Another option I was thinking about was maybe like a Raxi. Because if you grab the roll crossbow, that definitely doable with maybe Superior Spined. And then yeah, just get a lucky few kills and be set for 10 mil. Another way we could do this is a new account, which kind of defeats the purpose of me wanting to do it on my main, but you can just have from scratch to 10 mil new account member or new account free to play. And then just have it either 10 mil, which I think would take quite a long time, so maybe just do 1 mil or something. And then probably pretty interesting routing with it. Because I know with the new accounts, I don't think that any of the shops are stocked. Ooh, there's first death. Son of Life saved me. Oh, that's probably my max cape perk. Oh yeah, my perks are on my max cape, and so it goes onto any cape you wear. So that might be something we might not allow in the future. attack cape, the strength cape definitely, and then maybe the range cape, because I was ranging earlier this week. I was using don't want to use those expensive bolts as much, and I'm lazy, so. Ooh, another thing I should probably consider is relics from archaeology, because I'm pretty sure I have the Darrock relic, and I have the Fury of the Small. I think that's the only two I have active right now. And I think maybe like the Gathering one for Divination. I think that one's 100, so that maxed out on 500. So, which just lets you convert energies instantly. But I just recently turned that on to test it. I didn't have it turned on for the last run that I was using divination routing. Because if we can use that, that becomes a very viable method. Divination with instant energy conversion is pretty quick money. It might just be worth it just to run it to get to the 10 mil. I think it's like 6 or 7 mil an hour on its own. And its requirements aren't near as heavy as rune crafting to peak out money. Especially if we allow the outfits. If we allow the outfits, you can just get your routed money right off the bat. Just do your daily runes. Just do say this something similar to this routes early routing for your first cache, and then just buy nightmare mustaches and maybe a ring of fortune or something. I don't really think you need that though. But do it, and then if you get the outfit for free, grab the outfit, grab the divination cape, and then you're pretty much set just to make insane money if we allow the outfits. If you take away the outfit, you're cutting into it pretty good. You're probably looking at like 5 mil an outfit without the outfit. But 5 mil an hour is pretty good, so definitely worth considering if we allow outfits. And I say if we allow, that's going to be like a me, and then if anyone else picks this up, we'll be the only other authorities on this. But more than likely it'll just be buried. I'm just doing it for fun anyway, so. Actually consider trying to run Super Mario Sunshine, or something like the Outer Worlds or something, but I tried Sunshine, and the mechanics on it are crazy as far as being good at it, and I realized I am not good at it. I'm probably not good at Runescape either, but you know, here we are. But yeah, try to run Super Mario Sunshine. I think I'm just gonna stick with it being a fun game, just because I think the amount of skill to get any kind of decent time is so high. I'd rather just watch other people run it. But maybe in the future. Another game that I was looking at running is Hollow Knight. Found that one quite a bit of fun. But again, skill level on it's just pretty ridiculous. I just don't have the time to invest in it at the moment. Whereas RuneScape is something I've been playing almost continually for what? Started in 2002, so 18 years. I always forget how long. I'm getting old. Memory's going. Oh yeah, see here it begins. Jinxed myself. Ooh, he doesn't. I don't know it yet in the video, but I absolutely did. With the cannonballs in the bank and everything, I am still only 2 mil off with over an hour remaining of bossing. I just keep getting really bad drops. A lot of 20k straight to the cache, or seeds that are being disassembled for just eaten by Seedicide. Oh, and Mystic cloth. It's like 11k or some crap. Start getting a lot of those. Pretty unfortunate. I haven't actually watched this replay, so I wonder if I may have actually gotten a drop and not sold it. But what's done is done, so I'm not gonna like change the time or anything. Because I'm pretty sure how I'll do it, or will do in the future, is whenever your stack and your money pouch turns green is time. That seems like the best way to do it. Green stack percent. Okay, so I did make a preset. And it shouldn't be an issue, just because like the poison I'm using is a tier under the best poison, and the supreme overloads are the only overloads I have that are supreme. All the rest are the elder overloads, so I should never be taking from my stock of anything else. The only thing is maybe the super renewal potions, but I bought 4 of them, so that covers the 2 hours easily, so there shouldn't be any issue there. I could have sworn this song was copyrighted. It's kind of crazy, it's not. But yeah, definitely try to remember the enhanced luck potion next time. I wonder if that had a role in it, or the drops not being as good. You can tell, like, looking at the drops now. Like, trying to figure out, like, why I'm not getting anything. Oh yeah, hey, pro tip. Spiked, trimmed masterwork could be keepsake. They can keepsake it, and it doesn't use the item. It just saves the preset. I don't know why, but I was gonna keepsake the gloves to override my cinder veins, and it said, hey, this item can't be put in the keepsake box, but you'll get the override still, and it will use a key. Do you want to do this? So now I'm wearing spiked, trimmed masterwork everywhere. Just looks really sick. And then the anchor is one of my favorite weapons of all time, just from the past. Just a big goal I had when I was younger, wanted to get the anchor. So I use it, or the Valkyrie spear, or just the trimmed masterwork spear looks pretty cool, so I just kind of switch between those 3 typically. Also, this armor set looks really cool with the hand cannon, another nostalgic weapon for me. So yeah, you still have the old hand cannon hold animation where you hold it at your hip and with both hands. Kind of similar to the anchor, and so it looks really good. It's about the same color as the armor and cape. Definitely worth checking out. Nothing to do with the speedrun, just some fashion escape. Another good idea I just thought about is maybe starting off the run with a cheaper weapon, maybe one that you can sell back, like maybe just grabbing the, I don't know, rune armor, maybe still grab the rock shell, and instead of upgrading it, just leaving it as is for now, and then just running straight to elves and start killing some of the range elves. But if you got really lucky and got an attuned weapon seed, that'd be a tier 80 for basically free. Actually, thinking about that, but we'd probably have to allow if we can use harmonic dust, and if it's from scratch, that's going to be a no. So that is kind of null and void, I suppose. Or is it? One sec. What do you need to turn it into Tin's Crystal Seed? Tuned weapon seed. What do you need to turn this into a weapon? Oh yeah, but you need harmonic dust. See, that would be pretty cool though. Harmonic dust takes quite a bit of time to get. I think I haven't gathered that in so long. Let me see. But yeah, it definitely won't be worth it in any speedrun just because it take too long to get. Another idea is probably, Priv is a really good starting spot in general. You can do pickpocketing. Maybe do pickpocketing and doing clue scrolls for 2 hours. Or, an hour and hope you get lucky. So clue scrolls from pickpocketing elf workers could probably be a pretty good way to also do this speedrun. Now that I think about it. Or pickpocketing hand members and doing easy clue scrolls. Just stack up on a full loaded 25 easy clue scrolls. Somebody told me it doesn't take that long, like maybe 30 minutes or something to get a full stack of 25. And then just the fortunate components for them right now are just worth so much. Just with the new amulet and everything. So yeah, if you are still listening, what's up? I don't know why you're this deep in the video. Sorry, it's boring. But if you did make it this far, maybe just go ahead and comment at the bottom if you can think of a unique way to route in some early money, or maybe a method to actually do the speedrun, kind of like the pickpocketing Priv workers or something similar to that I'm not thinking about. I just want to see how creative other people can get with it. I really do hope that we get maybe 3 or 4 people that are actually interested in doing it and post a video of it. If we just get if I could just get a couple people that are interested in doing it, I feel like we could make a Discord and actually make some pretty unique or interesting runs. I think it'd be a lot of fun to try and route that stuff. And that's another thing about doing it in the older games. Also another game I thought about running was Pokemon Emerald. But it and Super Mario Sunshine, Hollow Knight, all of those games are already routed. They've been routed for so long, and the optimal methods already been found. And I didn't really want my first game that I sped run to be something of just me copying a video that someone else did. To me, the fun in speedrunning obviously is watching. I love watching GDQ and ESA, obviously. I've only ever really watched up until this week or two. But I like the routing idea. I like the routing aspect. I had a whole lot of fun putting anyone that watches this video, definitely just kind of like, I would say not look at mine, but you can if you want. Like, copying could be a pretty good part of building off of it, because I'm sure mine isn't optimized at all. But just like build from scratch how you would spend your first 10 minutes, and like writing that stuff down, just having like a notepad open and typing that out while you're like looking up recurring methods or different money makers and trying to save seconds is it's a lot of fun. You should definitely check that out. I'd recommend everybody try that. If you're gonna try doing this, just to try that first, because I'm sure you could get a better route than I have thrown together right here. And that's, yeah, again, just another reason that I decided to do Runescape, because no one's really routing this specifically, because it's, you know, I just made it up, but just took what people use as challenges on YouTube and I tried to do it. Yeah, see, here I am. Yeah, see, complaining, and then saying I can't complain. But oh yes I can. The next 45 minutes is going to be full of it. But rightfully deserved, because it's kind of bullshit. But yeah, you can just kind of see how dangerous it can be when you're zerking. I got the devotion right before I zerked, which helped a ton, but it's just really risky when you zerk at tier 65 against Core Beast. You could just eat some fat numbers and just straight up die. And if you keep eating, it's like you have to risk low health, just because you can't just keep eating through his damage when you're zerked, or you're never going to get like Assault or Hurricane, and you need those to be doing the damage. So you have to risk the low health because you can't be eating. Maybe I'll bring like green jellyfish next time. Maybe like 4 to 6 green jellyfish just to eat during my zerks, so it's just a little bit safer and not use up the adrenaline. Look at me surging all over the place. I'll tell you, I'm like, that's the thing I'm the best at in this game, is surging, not where I want to go. Huge open field in front of me and I'll surge into the rock 2 squares away. I'm a genius. Brilliant. Now, to try and use this video to get my old Runescape in real life friends back into Runescape. Try and get Trevor and Bo back in after 10 years. Won't happen, but we can try. Ooh, see, look at that 3k hit. I wasn't even zerking. Another under 100k drop. That's probably one of the better ones for a bit. Yeah, definitely need to bring adrenaline potions next time. That would speed it up. Yeah, I don't think it shows arcane in the quick messages. I'm gonna try. See how many I have. Oh, it does on there. Look at that. 4. See, one of those could have been divine, and I'd be done. But I'm gonna kill this giant dog thing. What is this? A giraffe? A horse? I mean, like, its head is too high up from its body, right? To be a dog. What is the inspiration for this? A dinosaur, horse. I don't know. So yeah, I'm risking it pretty hard here, trying to just get the kill and keep my adrenaline high. I haven't died yet, minus the sign of life death, but I'm pretty sure I die a couple times in the next little bit. I don't remember what ore I use next. It might be Berserk, and that's why I die a couple times. Or do I use Vampirism? That'll slow down your kills, but more chance of living. I don't think I would use that though. Fuck, I'm gonna use Zerg. So another thing I could have done here that I didn't do is upgrade armor. Like I could have bought bandos, like chest and legs with the money I have, and got a little bit of more armor, more damage. But it's only like Superior Rock Shell is level 65 power armor, so it's only 5 tiers higher. Bandos is only 5 tiers higher, so I don't even know if that would be enough for an extra kill an hour. But if it is, it's probably worth it, because then I can even resell it back, which is one of the biggest downsides of the Rock Shell, is I can't sell it back. And it doesn't stack in the bank either, so like, this crap just keeps piling up. I know I can take them to the wilderness, just get skulled by Mr. X, and then jump into the King Black Dragon, teleport out when I'm super low health, and go let bears hit me or some crap. And it drops like 150k cash, so that's the only thing I can get back from it. But I've only done that once. But yeah, if anyone's interested in doing this and they can't get a hold of armor patches, you can always just message me. Message me here on YouTube or Reddit, wherever I posted this. Send me a private message and I'll just give you like 10 Fremkin armor sets, or a couple armor sets and a 10 of the patches, so you can augment them. Well, not augment, but you know what I mean. Make the armor superior. Use the patch on the armor. Not sure what you would call that process. Just upgrade the armor. There we go. English is hard. I've only been speaking my whole life. You gotta give me a break. Yeah. See, I'm already forgot to split my first hour. So I guess I'm trying to finish this kill up without an aura. Probably get my wife to speedrun this once, just because she's really low level, but she enjoys doing clue scrolls, like divination and stuff, so I bet she could probably do like a clue scroll run or a divination run. Bring another fresh mind into it. So let's see, do I check out my... I think here I'm going to see how much drops I've gotten so far. See how close I'm getting. Yeah, see, just not much has been dropped. See, I can't remember if I didn't sell the logs or if I got the drops, so I'm just gonna leave them. I don't want to risk it and I get validate the run. there's still half an hour left of the video, or a little bit more than that, so the bad streak definitely continues. Oh, close. That's what you think, friend. But you're much farther than you think. Okay, so here's me figuring out that I need to pick an aura. Do I do it? Or if I do it? Oh, I'm thinking about it. Oh, I do it. Here we go. I'm gonna die. I die at least a couple times, I know that. I just couldn't remember if I was zerked or not. So up to this point, it's been pretty easy to avoid death. But just wait until, yeah, dude, just, I get hit with some fat numbers and just fall over. Like, look at this. Surviving is hard. Tier 65 armor does not lend itself to this. I feel like I could get away without using deflect magic and just camping soul split when I was just using supreme brawler, because I wasn't taking 30% more damage. But now that I am taking 30% more damage, I feel like I have to realize in a bit that I just start camping deflect magic. Not to mention, I bet deflect magic speeds up the kills a ton whenever you're in tier 65 armor, because you're just deflecting so much damage back. Checking lumber prices, hoping, realizing it's not as good as I was hoping. Faster kills. I told you, dude, English is my first language, so you gotta give me a break. Yeah, see. But yet, I realize how risky it is, but I'm still running soul split. Okay, yeah. Devotion is super important when you're doing berserk. Look at that damage. Through, yeah, see, oh my god. Yeah. God damn. There's no way. 3,500, well 3,900 and 3,500. And that's what you get with berserk. So, sometimes you get quite a bit faster kills, but other times you just eat it. But again, good thing about Corp Beast is you're not losing too much time, because the portal's right there, the adrenaline crystal is right there. So, at most, I'm just losing, you know, like a minute. Just, I'm losing the kill itself, so -1 kill for the hour. And if this gets, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 kills more than Elder Rune, then I can risk the 2 kills. If I died twice, that's breaking even, right? So, yeah, but 3,900 and then 3,400 damage through protect from magic. So that was almost an 8k hit. So like, that's the one thing when I'm like been doing these, because I have tried doing like Vindicta and like Twin Furies and tier 65 armor, in the Superior Rock Shell with the Sun Spear, and nothing comes close to killing you than Corp Beast, just because of these, just because of your Zerk hits you get. Like when you're Zerked and you're using Berserk, then you can get hit for that like 8k or more. And it's just, you can't live that. Because it'd be an 8k, like you saw right there. It was the almost 4k followed by the, like the 3,900 followed by the 3,400. And it just dropped before I even had a chance to eat. Yeah, but that's another, I'm glad I brought that up in the video. The deaths are basically free in this armor as well. Like, I think I'm paying 20k, 23k coins a death. So super affordable compared to, you know, when I die in maxed gear with the, like, tier 92 armor or the new amulet, Like the new amulet, the augmented master spear of annihilation. All those things take up my 3 protected items for free, but the trim masterwork itself is just so expensive to recover from death. I think I'm paying like 1.4 mil at this point. If I'm using like a Hazelmeyer's ring, it's like 2.5 mil per death. That was close. If he would have got another magic shot off, I would have eaten it probably. But yeah, just when you're in max gear, the how quick, hang on, I say how quick you drop. How quick you drop is in the T65 gear, but in the max gear, when you die, it's very expensive. So I usually buy scrolls of life to reset my defense cape perk. So if I die, it's like a sign of life, and I get one more chance. Get to like 3,000 health or whatever it is. So anytime it procs, whenever I'm bossing, I always reset it, just because it's not worth taking that death and having to pay over a mil. But like, oh, do I see? Zerg just eats you, and then if you're focused on eating, you'll forget about the core. The core is doing a ton of damage as well to you. It's just something you gotta be careful about. Oh, back to Soul Split. I think I just have it as my quick prayers, and sometimes I don't remember to switch it to Deflector Magic. Probably should just change it to being base Deflector Magic. Again, I'm just so used to having it on there for I am, and then it's tier 92 armor, and that Soul Split, plus the Trend Masterworks effect, you know, plus the pure amount of damage you do, keeps you pretty healed up. And I actually do use the Vampiric Essence whenever I'm bossing on my, like in max gear and everything. Scrimshaw Vampirism is just too expensive. It just cuts into your profits too much when the Vampirism Essence basically costs nothing. And it's every kill, every minute you get 2,500 health from it. Just about when you're fully geared out. I'll post a clip of me doing an hour. Kind of lags. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do it with an instant spawning as well. I'll go ahead and just post 1 hour with like 70-ish kills or so in the hour, and that way you guys can see how it looks when you're just in maxed gear. Ooh, another solid 38k. Yeah, I just agree with myself while I'm talking in game. Yeah, one Onyx Bolt drop would have ended the run at any point from here. Onyx Bolt or even Cannonball drop would end the run. But yeah, there's 30 more minutes, so it's just a lot of low-end drops, which is just kind of like this run's gonna show that this can probably never be a super serious. Like again, it cannot be a super serious speedrun. If you want to do it like that, you just it has to be doing quest with a new account probably. This just has way too much RNG into it, so this is gonna be like just a fun run. Because it's just so based on RNG. It's all about drops. Yeah, from the Arcane, getting me a 8 mil, over 8 mil, almost 9 mil hour, to my second hour going down from an average of 5 mil to a 1.5, 2 mil made that hour. Just kind of showcases the amount of RNG you can have. And again, why this run will probably not be super ever be serious, but doesn't mean the routing's not fun and the run itself isn't a fun way to experience some bosses that I know myself and a lot of other people are all maxed out on. Once you hit max and you're in max gear, everything kind of, you get to your rhythms. And this is kind of fun to break out of it. And again, I'm trying to get title, so just to kind of mix up how I'm killing these, have fun with it. Because once I get title, I'm probably going to start doing higher end PvP. I want to see how high of a rage percentage I can get at Telos. Will be my next goal. So, and I'm not the best PVMer by far. I have a lot to learn. I just haven't invested the time. So whenever I do get time to invest, I'll definitely, after I get title, obviously, here, I'm definitely going to try and start doing Telos. And see how high I can get up with it. But I'll probably try to camp melee. I know magic is the way to go. But with the new amulet, I'm hoping that since I'll have Stadius Warhammer spec on demand, and that I'm just really partial to melee. I've always loved melee in this game, and so I'll try and do try and do Telos with melee and see how fast I can get the kills. Again, definitely not playing optimally. Optimal. There it is. Definitely not. But I can, just have fun in the game. Oh, get your prayers on, boy. See, I'm halfway into almost halfway into this. Why am I not using Protect from Magic? I'm just trying to rely on this whole split to heal me out of it, and it's just not happening. See, like half the time, he'll miss it, or just do things that do low enough damage, like right there. That soul split seems worth it. It just kind of lulls you into this false sense of it's better because you're constantly healing off of it. But then you just get those like 4 or 5 hits right to the back that just keep bringing you to the edge of death, or you get those 2 hits that just slaughter you. But I guess to be fair, the only death I've had in Berserk so far while using the Berserker Aura has been when I had Protect from Magic up. So it's not like it was going to save me anyway, because it was already activated. See, look at that, 35, 24, 25, just eating it, 21. Again, all these are basically melee hits, but see that magic hit I could have cut in half. I'm going to have to change the quick prayer. See, look, I'm finally doing it. Halfway into my aura, I finally switched magic, not when it's during a berserk within the Berserker aura. So I don't know if from here on out that I just stay camping the magic. I kind of doubt it. I'm stubborn in that regard, so I'm probably gonna soul split. It's like it's smacked by 2200 for magic. Too greedy for the heals off of that assault. But it's alright. You can eat a lot of damage. Oh, look. So, there's still 20 minutes left in the run. 23 minutes, 24. To make a mill. Yeah, see, on average. Ooh, look at that spelling. Forgot an E. On average, the kill a corp, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is 168k a kill for like my last 5k kills via real metrics. So it is a bit unfortunate that I haven't got anything good. For the last hour, I average something like 60k a kill or something. It's pretty rough. But the first hour was so good. It just honestly made up for it and then some. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna get frustrated. As you can tell, I'm a bit annoyed in the commentary as far as the chat. But that's how it is anytime you have a game with drops. And you just be fishing for RNG. But thinking about it, you do have like Final Fantasy speedruns, and some of them rely on you having to get a drop to continue. So maybe this speedrun could be a little bit serious. But those aren't the end goal though either. Whereas this is so reliant on drops. Oh man, I'm back to camp in Soul Split. I just believe in it. I feel like I'm only using deflect magic whenever I'm using devotion. But in tier 65 armor, I think I just need to have it quick set to always be deflect magic and corp. Like, this kill's a good example of like when it works out, because you just keep getting hit by melee, where the magic hits just don't do enough. And as I say that, I just eat it. See, that wasn't a bad kill, just because I got lucky with the magic attacks. I'm gonna go ahead and bank, it looks like. Yeah, 5 sharks is kind of cutting it. Yeah, 1 decent drop is the run. You're right, buddy, but it ain't coming. Should probably just do this live next time. Set up a Twitch. I actually have someone to talk to. Potentially. Probably be streaming nobody. But the 1 or 2 people that made it this far, maybe they'll watch. If we can get a group of people that discuss routing and stuff, I'll definitely watch other people's videos of this. I'd be super interested to see what they do. See, I wonder what, like, I bet you could go to like some Slayer creatures and they'd be really good money that'd make it worth being competitive against some of the bosses, right? Like off the top of my head, it'd be like Edmu or something. Or even camping like Fire Lords or Abyssal Demons. It would just depend on what your gear's loadout would be. Fire Lords would probably be the easiest. I think you can get a pretty solid like 7 mil an hour, but that's in like maxed gear. But you can only use the Sun Spear anyway, so maybe like the T65 power armor might be enough. I just don't know if you could outlive the damage. You might have to be using range with the tier 65 range armor to be able to survive. Because they use magic and it eat through you if you have 65 tier 65 power armor. With melee, I think they would eat through you. Let's see, I'm checking to see how close I am. Just a lot of drops that are not very much money. It's unfortunate the good horns aren't selling. Yep, getting pretty close here. meds or something for this run, which should be more than enough. But yeah, just trying to think other methods that might be good. I feel like Commander Zeolina over there. I'm like 1 kill off of her title. I just need the pet. So less than 1,000 kills in, I just need the pet. I have gotten everything, which is pretty good, but I haven't touched her in a while. I just AFK her with a shield. It sounds bad, using a shield in RS3, like Omega Lol, right? But it's actually a pretty good setup. I might make a video on that or a post, just so people can see. It just involves using the Elder Rune 5 and a Divine Spirit Shield and Penance, and you can literally just sit there with the soul split up and walk away from your computer. Like, you take enough damage to keep your soul split up, but it just they never do enough damage to you to kill you, and you just heal off of auto regenerate. Here's something that's harder to do whenever you're doing the instant switching, is whenever you get these potato drops, if you're not using the instants, you can just sit here and juggle your food and keep dropping it on the ground, picking it up, and that means you can have really long trips, just because you keep juggling the food. But again, it's not so important, just because Orchard Tree is right there with the Adrenaline Crystal and the teleport right back to here. But it is nice to have longer trips. But if you're doing instances, so you'll do your kill, you'll jump out the instance, a lot of times you'll get the food drop in the instance, and so you can't take the food out of the instance with you, because as soon as you leave the instance, anything on the ground disappears. But if it's left in the main world boss room, then yeah, you can leave the food there and just pick it up between the instant skills. Ooh, another thing. I wonder if Ring of Recoils work here, or if they'd even be worth it. That's something to look into. Because the Ring of Wealth isn't actually getting me any luck bonus. I realize now. It is giving me stats, but no luck bonus. So, that's why, and I know the Ring of Fortune right now is like 3 mil, and so I could have bought it this run, but again, didn't realize the Ring of Wealth wasn't providing tier 2 or tier 3 luck to me, or just didn't include Corpies is the main thing. Ooh, a 7,000 GP drop, rough. So I guess in the future maybe it'd be worth it to bring Ring of Royals, especially with these attacks like that hit you like 5 times. I'm actually camping Protect from Magic outside of Devotion. So yeah, I don't know, like a Ring of Recoil or the Asylum Surgeon's Ring. Only problem with it again is it's a sunk 500k and you can't sell it or anything. Oh, is that a death? That is rough. But yeah, see, 25k to recover. I said it's not too bad. Man. I mean, I'm not sure what I was expecting. I'm running tier 65 and zerking. Life gonna be hard. Luck gone. You right, boy. I don't know why my barge didn't activate. Oh, stored Quake. See, 1,500 healed from the vamp essence. It's really nice. But yeah, there's probably some different rings you can route into this. Recoils would be cheap, I just don't know how many you use per fight. I think they have like 4,500 damage to reflect on them, so I'm not sure how many you can use a battle. I think they're like 1k though, so. But again, it just be something else that you're having to buy. But once you add it to your, what's it called? Once you add it to your preset, you wouldn't really have to think about it. So I'll definitely give that a shot as well. Let's try some ring recoils and making sure I get the enhanced potions for my luck modifier. I just don't think Asylum Surgeon's ring is going to be worth it for 500k. Like, literally one of the best rings in the game, but in the 2 hours of trying to get money drops, 500k seems like a lot. Like right now, the run, if I had bought the Asylum Surgeon's ring, I'd still be so far 900k off. Whereas right now I'm within range of a 500k drop ending the run. But that would just be up for debate right there. Kind of the idea of the amulet as well. You could get the desert amulet, but again, it's kind of out of the way. The only way that it gets in the way is when I buy the glory. Food drop. Could be shaking the screen in frustration. But yeah, the only way you get it is with, you had to buy a glory and then you can go get it. And if I've already bought the glory, I don't think plus 4 stats is actually worth it in the run. I think it's best just to stick with the glory. So yeah, if like this run interests you, definitely check out, just type in from scratch challenge on YouTube. There's a ton of YouTubers, like Cash and Silence and Minkaru, all of them, they do challenges that are from scratch, and it's really interesting. They're going to have a lot higher quality content than, obviously, someone who's just made his first video. If you went to a higher amount of money, like say like 20 mil or 50 mil, and made the runs a bit longer, then I think it'd definitely be worth it investing in, you know, a lot more gear upgrades. Especially, like, I think you could probably, like, Court Beast is probably worth camping for almost any amount of money that you'd be going for, just because better your gear gets, you can just get so much more kills per hour. I think it's easily 10 mil an hour when you're doing decent rotations. Like, whenever I'm max geared out, you can get 12, 13, 14 mil an hour regularly profit after usage on your gear. Like, all the guides say use bruise. You don't have to use bruise. You don't have to use bruise. You don't have to use sailfish. Tuna potatoes are fine. You don't need a vampiric. Vampiric essence is all you need. You don't need a vampiric scrimshaw. You can get 20 kill trips without all those things, just if you know the rotations and everything. And just taking those things out save you like 1.5 to 2 mil an hour. Money wise. That's what really brings his profit ranges up. So I think if you did like 50 mil, look at this. Oof. More seeds. See, at this point, I'm definitely getting frustrated in the video because I was really hoping to keep it under a 2-hour run. Like, that would have just been amazing to have a 2-hour run on my first recording ever. But it just wasn't in the cards, and my frustration starts kind of coming through on the video a little bit, so sorry about that. I realize how awesome the run was anyway, though. Just the arcane drop just makes it an amazing run, regardless of I got the worst luck possible in the second hour, which is pretty close to the worst luck you can get. I don't think I've had one of the decent drops that you usually get. The onyx bolts, enchanted, or cannonballs, or anything else that's really high value. I never got any of that this second hour. But that's a risky run, especially when you're doing some RNG. So you can't be upset about it. Just gonna be happy they got the arcane. Should have been Divine though. Would have been a lot better. But yeah, even so, like I was saying with the, I think Corby's at higher income. Like I say higher income, at a higher money percent from scratch, like say 50 mil from scratch. I think core speeds would still be really good because you can get something like a Missouri or just like the Weeb Spear. I don't remember the name. I think it's like a Missouri or Missouri. I can't remember. It's something like that. It's the tier 85 spear. I think it's like down to 6 mil now. So you could pretty early on in like a 50 mil challenge get that spear and use it and increase the amount of kills you get considerably, probably at least by 5 an hour or something, if not more. And then the best part about that's also resellable, because like the Sun Spear is a sunk cost. Like it is not, I can't sell it back for 600k. Like the Rock Shell and the Sun Spear are combined a mil that I can't get back in the run to sell. So it's a, you kind of see it says I've gained 12 mil since I started, but a lot of that's in gear and stuff that I can't sell back. Or I've gained it and then I've eaten the sharks or drank the potions, and so but yeah, like a 50 mil run, I think it'd be pretty doable with core piece as well. But then you can probably get the better armor sets and start actually having good Vindictive runs and Hellweir and stuff. You could get into those bosses and actually have the gear to sustain and make trips that are worth it. Or tier 65 armor and a tier 78 weapon. It's kind of hard to get decent trips. Oh, look at me looking at the drops. Wondering what's going on. So I ran out of 4-dose prayer potions, but if you've been watching, I've been putting up, like anytime I like drink 1 or 2 doses, I hit my preset and it puts them back into the bank. But puts it back in my other stacks, so there's definitely enough prayer. Like I added it up at the end and I still had something like 6 per potion 4 doses left after I recombined my potions. I was still plus 6, so even though I'm withdrawing 3 doses right now, I definitely bought enough 4 doses to last the 2 hours. And approaching the 2-hour mark, we still haven't had the drop, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure I go and check it here pretty soon and get really close and have to go back, unless that's what I did earlier. But yeah, Camp and Mage Protect now that I'm not using Zerg, right? But Vamp lets me do it a little easier. might be worth it is buying a couple Elder Rune bars and then turning them into spikes, armor spikes, and then wearing those. That would get some reflect damage. Might be worth considering as well. Ooh, look at all those low drops. White berries was the last drop, and look how many ago that was. Rough. But yeah, I think armor spikes would be another way to increase that. Increase the kill speeds. But you know, you have to buy it, and then armor spikes take a long time to make. I'm not sure how many I'd use an hour, but one bar makes 1,000 spikes, so that can't imagine needing more than like maybe 4,000, maybe 2,000 to 4,000 spikes for an hour. Ooh. Should turn that off. So, since we're approaching the end of the video, I guess I should probably just go over everything again, like just one final time. So, my rules I currently have set up, let me pull them up real quick. So the rules I have written down are no items or starting money. Untradeables are allowed. You have to retrieve the item. Deposit required cash. But you also have to speak to the NPC to get the item from. As you saw where I did like the 600k. So yeah, I'm approaching the end of the run right here. About 100k drop and I'll have it. The next rule was turn off your quick tellies on your lodestones. You can turn it on once you buy the viswax and add the charges. Players have to home telly to Lumbridge, and the time starts once you hit the lodestone. And I have no monthly or weeklies. Then I have parentheses. Does everyone consider buying water vials weekly or not? But yeah, so basically no monthly, no weeklies. Turn off your quick tellies. And no starting cash, no untradeables, no items on you, no nothing. But you can get those things as long as you go to the NPCs and buy them from the NPC, or deposit the money and then talk to the NPC. And that would be fine as well. I'm surprised this song is copyrighted either. But yeah, so those are the only rules I have at the moment. Ooh, I guess I should include this. No treasure hunter as well. Like, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. If you're like a member of the subreddit or just an older Runescape player in general, you're probably not approving of MXT anyway, MTX. Maybe people who would be, but definitely can't use that. So here I'm just gonna looking through the bank, seeing my drops, and hoping I'm getting close to the number. And time. So, this has been my first speed run ever. There it is, 10 mil from scratch on a maxed main. There's my beautiful trimmed masterwork and anchor. Anyway, yeah, 10 mil from scratch. If anyone would like to do runs rounds like this, I will maybe create a Discord, or we can just message on Reddit, YouTube, or in-game, and we can try and figure out some routing. I think we would have a lot of fun with it. Even if you're not interested in contacting me, I would love if other people would try it, just because it is a lot of fun going back and trying to create an armor set that'll work for different bosses, or just looking at the old content or lower level content that you can use to your advantage with the maxed account to try and make the 10 mil. So, kind of just looking at my supplies at the moment, but what was left over. You can see the extra capes I bought from the runs, and the weapon poisons. Because I didn't use the others, I'm just kind of selling stuff off at this point. But, yeah, the route I went was melee, just because I like melee, but I bet you could do it with magic. The Sun Spear is just a really versatile weapon for 600k for tier 78. It's kind of the go-to, I think, for almost any run, unless if you're doing melee and not doing Core Beast. The Elder Rune two-hand sword is like 1 mil at the +4 version, and 2 mil for the +5, and so I feel like that one is definitely in contention, because it's a tier 85 weapon at +5 and tier 84. Ooh, look at that outfit. Amazing. Most people wear glasses. I am not a glasses guy. The sunglasses are cool, and everybody wears them. But I really like helmets. I like armor. I own a 16th century close helmet exact replica that's fitted to me, so I have a big addiction to helmets. But yeah, back to the thing. Just this is what I use. Kind of just look at the stats. Vampiric Essence, just basically used it all up. And can't think of anything else. Yeah, I think that's it for the most part. You see what I have 75 of those, and then the other sets, so I can try runs. I bought the skeletal in spine because I want to try out using range and stuff. Here's the usual setup I use for Corp. This is the setup I use to get 80 to 90 kills an hour. I use Dragon Dagger on the necklace. I was going to use Stat Warhammer, but I feel like for Corp Beast, Quake already gets you over 100% accuracy, and then Dragon Dagger is really nice for finishing out rotations on Berserk. So, I think my fastest skill is like 19 seconds or something at this point. But, yeah. Would love if anyone else wants to start running. Just try and get in touch with me, and maybe we can try and route some stuff. 10 mil, or you can make it even smaller one, do like 5 mil, or 10 mil, or more with 20 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil. I think it'd be a lot of fun if we could all do that. Look at that, just missing Divine. Rough stuff. But a little over 7,000 kills now. I just recently started using instances, so the fastest kill is like 18, 19 seconds. And yeah, I'd love it if anybody watches all this way. Thank you so much. I had an awesome time making this, and it was a ton of fun, so I would love for other people to join this and join me in routing this. It's been a blast. Again, thanks for watching, and have an awesome night.